This is the talk of Music City Real Estate.
Welcome back to another episode of the Talk of Music City Real Estate,
where we educate and motivate all things real estate.
My name is Monty Moore with Realty One Group Music City.
Hey, and I'm Carey Ann with CMG Financial and my mortgage team.
Every week we'll be posting a new episode chock full of Nashville real estate value.
Yes, and you can follow along and subscribe at talkmusiccity.com.
Got a question for us? Ask away at questions@talkmusiccity.com.
Welcome back, Monty.
Welcome back, Carey Ann. Welcome back,
Jason
Hoover.
Mr.
Jason Hoover.
It's good to see you guys.
Good to see you, sir.
Always good to see you.
You're surviving and thriving, I know, in this amazing real estate market. Crazy real estate market. It is so insane.
It's quite overwhelming.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my yellow today. It's just sunshine, just to kind of continue to think vibrantly.
You know, I think
no
after
negativity.
I think after 37 years of all the highs and lows in the real estate industry that I've seen it all, but this one is a new animal I've never seen in my whole entire being on the planet, let alone in my 37 years in real estate. So crazy times. We're going to get into this. We have an amazing guest speaker today. Mr. Bill Maddox, Coach Bill Maddox. Bill, can you say hi?
Hey, how you doing, everybody? Good to be with you.
Man, it's good to have you. Good to have you here, sir. You know, I love this guy. He taught me, Carey Ann and Jason. He taught me that we have maybe 5 to 7 seconds to capture somebody's attention and win them over many times. I've never seen a guy more skilled at doing exactly that. You know, I mean, within 5 minutes of meeting this guy on the phone one time, I felt like we were best friends. And then I find out that was all by design. It wasn't that I was somebody special.
Absolutely.
Too funny.
All
Too
by
funny.
design. But before we get into that, let's talk about our sponsor, shall we, Carey
Yes,
Ann?
our amazing sponsor, Music City Removal. They're the #1 junk removal service in Nashville from residential, commercial, and construction. They're experts at ridding you of junk. Their costs include labor and dumping fees without any hidden or added expenses. Whether you need a full clean out or just one item removed, they have you covered.
The Music City Removal team knows the importance of respect and trust while in someone else's home. They understand the inconvenience of junk left behind by previous homeowners and tenants and are determined to provide an affordable and customer-focused junk removal service that puts you first. For a free on-site estimate, just go to musiccityremoval.com. That's musiccityremoval.com.
Yes, Music City Removal, because clutter ain't cute.
Unlike Miss Carey Ann in her bright yellow today,
Yes.
her sunshiny yellow.
I am. So I'm excited that Mr. Coach Bill Maddox is with us. He is one that I got to coach with as well.
I know it. You're blessed as well. And so I know you were excited to hear that Bill was going to bless us with his presence today on the call. So Bill, before we get into how you're going to give us some insight to succeed in a real estate craziness out there in today's world, tell us a little bit about Bill Maddox. Tell us about how you got to be who you are today, and thank you, by the way, for paying that price.
Absolutely. So hello, everybody. Again, good to be on board, guys. It's going to be exciting. It is certainly an interesting time in real estate. What used to work is not going to work, so now we got to be creative and innovative. So that's what we'll get into today. So currently I am the CEO of Bluedress Internet Marketing. We are a full online service marketing company. We do everything from websites to video work and pay-per-click ad. We do everything if it pertains to online. We do it online. That is in my capacity now. I am still coaching. I have only a few clients that I kept. About 3 months ago, I got rid of everybody but about 6 clients. So I've kept those clients. And I am devoting full time to fulfilling a bigger coaching role, and that is online, because online, that's where everybody's at, where you got to be. So that's where I'm at today. Stepping back, I spent 30 years as a real estate investor in Columbus, Ohio. I at one time had 144 pieces of real estate. I subsequently lost all of that in 07, 08 and had to rebuild. Again, prior to that, I had numerous businesses. I started some successfully, some not quite so successfully. Spent 8 years in the United States Army, and so life is crazy. It's where it takes you, and it seems like we spend a lot of time initially figuring out our skill set and what we're good at, only to find that later down the road, none of it works anymore. So you've got to constantly reinvigorate yourself and start over a lot of times. So that's kind of I feel like that's kind of where a lot of businesses are today. And I don't just coach, and we don't just build sites and for realtors. We really can do this for anyone. So I say that to say I'm inside a lot of businesses. I'm inside their top line revenues. I'm inside their marketing plan. I'm inside the message they're reaching out to try to attract someone, and we're crafting that for them. But guys, the message has changed. I mean, since COVID, the message has changed. It's no longer, a lot of people are, they're a little challenged, a little scared because this is unfamiliar territory, right? Monte, you said you've seen about every cycle, yeah, I get it, man. I've seen a lot of things come and go. This one's different.
You're absolutely right.
This is different.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this
absolutely
is different. Not like anything we've ever seen before. If we don't get this right, we're going to be in big trouble. But here's what I believe. I believe we're going to get it right. I believe you can't keep the American people down. I believe you can knock us down, but we will get up, and we'll get back up again and again and again. And that's kind of where I feel like seeing everyone that I coach with, their industry, their background, what they're doing, what they're saying, how they're saying it, who they're saying it to, and where they're saying it, a lot of things have shifted and changed. So I know probably Carey Ann, also in your industry, it's the same thing. We're always doing that one thing, right? We're always doing that one thing, and that is trying very hard to attract someone's attention. Now, it's not as easy as it used to be, and it's more cluttered online, so you have to do different things. And I think if anything today, what we should talk about is let's get back, first of all. Let's set a realistic goal. Let's get back to where we were at in 2019. And a lot of people say, well, you want to go bigger than that? Well, of course you do. But we're going to take a little time just to get back to 2019. That's the reality. So with that, you're going to have to change some things that you're currently doing. So I don't know if that's kind of around where I'm at. Our mission is really to help everybody do what they're really good at, and we'll handle the rest. And that's the same on coaching. It's the same on the internet side. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, Bill. And you're preaching to the choir here. It's not what it used to be, and it'd be a beautiful thing if we just go back to where it used to be. But we're going to go beyond that, because that's what the nature of evolution is, I believe. And this one has been a real hard one to determine and get our arms around, because it's not something I've ever seen before in my 37 years of doing this. And trying to get it right. I'm at 68 years old. I don't feel like I have a lot of time to do, for more do-overs. I really want to get it right. I know Jason and I both want to be the leaders that this company we're involved with deserve, and I know Carey Ann agrees as well. And so I know we're always, all three of us here are always thinking out of the box. How do we? What got us here is not going to get us there, kind of thinking, but. So if you were talking to let's say, and there's probably over half of the real estate industry right now is less than 3 or 4 years in the business, probably something like that. Sure,
absolutely they are.
So there's not a big background to pull from as far as a real estate background. So what would you do to help? What direction would you tell somebody to go right off the bat here? That, let's say you were talking to our company. I mean, our listenership is primary realtors, and a lot of them from our company listen, I know, in on this. And I just left an onboarding a little while ago, and this is one of the parts that I was emphatic about, is how much realtors can learn by listening in on this weekly podcast. So tell me, what would you share with a real estate a group of professionals right now, in addition to what you have?
Yeah, so I guess it would. I'll share two things. I guess number one, it would depend on the longevity of their career, how long they've been in their career. So let's just say the person doesn't have a big, large, warm market, a big database, that type of person. Here's what I tell everybody to do. First of all, just slow down, stop, and ask yourself, what am I really good at? Now, we know the industry we're in real estate, but what am I really good at inside real estate, inside my personality, inside my opportunities to engage with someone? What am I really good at? Am I really good at emails? Am I really good at phone calls? Am I really good at just stopping by and meeting people? Am I really good at networking? See, I think at this time, guys, you got to play to your strengths. You've got to play to whatever will give you an upper hand. So that could be different for anyone and everyone. But I would tell you what I wouldn't do. I wouldn't do what every other realtor's doing, right? I wouldn't do what every other realtor's doing. What did you tell me the other day? There's how many realtors in Knoxville area or Nashville area?
Remember that number?
A lot.
Was it 16,000? Was that all in Tennessee?
17,000.
Yeah.
17,000. We just hit that number.
Is that Nashville or Tennessee?
That's just in Middle Tennessee, 17,000.
Yeah, that's what I thought you said.
Yeah.
So, here's what we know, guys. Everyone listening, a lot of y'all are going to fall away. That's just the reality. Now, let's try to minimize that. Why are they going to fall away? Because they probably don't have work ethic. They're not committed, those things. So I would say for those of you that are going to stick, and this is real, for those of you that are going to stick, you're going to have to do things you're uncomfortable doing, right? Can I get an amen?
Amen.
That's just the reality.
Got to be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's where our growth comes from. I lost about $6.5 million in real estate. I learned more during 07 to 08 than I had learned any time my entire career.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I had never experienced. I had experienced hard work. I have an amazing work ethic, like all of you guys do. I experienced hard work, but I had never seen a market turn as quickly as that market turned, and I didn't know the signs. Well, the reality is, we know the signs now. We're living in those signs. So, if you want to succeed, if you want to, in any industry, any business, if you want to succeed, you want to stay, especially in the real estate industry, which I think is the most fascinating, exciting, sexy business there is. I just think it's awesome. It's a cool industry. Spent 30 years as a real estate investor. You're going to have to do some things that you're uncomfortable doing. So I would ask you, first of all, just have a dialogue. What am I good at? See, for me, I'm really good at meeting people. So I know that I'm going to probably do better meeting people personally, interacting, letting them feel my energy, getting from them, drawing from them, than I'm going to be on the phone, right? So first off, we got to figure out what makes us good, and then we've got to play to that strength. Because at the end of the day, guys, you're in the most highly commoditized industry out there, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, you got to be able to do what Carey Ann has done, and Monte's done, and Jason and Jimbo. You got to be able to separate yourself. You've got to create enough differences between everybody else and you in order for them to choose you. See, it hasn't changed, Nettie, has it? It's just gotten tighter.
Right, and less forgiving. Jason, what do you think about what he's saying about playing to your strengths? I guess it's no different than you wouldn't put a catcher on the pitcher's mound. You wouldn't put a pitcher on the, vice versa and so forth. You get
right.
You'd find the strengths. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, he's exactly right. And right now, it's even more critical to, first find your story and then communicate your story. And because we're emotional beings, and we're going to connect on an emotional level. And while everybody else is, they're doing transactional type deals, like your iBuyers and things like that, that's going to be here. That's going to be around. But, and at the end of the day, people value service, and I'm sorry, right now, customer service is in a very short supply, and so if you can, and that's why it goes back to our motto is to expect that excellence, and that's what we value, and we want them to see that and to connect with it.
Amen.
Huge.
Absolutely. Right on to your point on that, Dave. We all have strengths. And when you get up to bat, that's not the time to figure out your strength, is it?
No.
Am I going to hit better?
Left-handed or right-handed?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. But it is the time you spend prior to that'll make you successful on the base, or what's that called, over the plate. So you've got to figure out what makes you what you're comfortable at. Because you're going to take a lot of lickings, but at least if you're doing something that you're comfortable with doing, you're going to get better faster. Yes, we have to do some things we're uncomfortable with. That's okay. So the first thing I would tell you to do is you've got to play to your strengths. You got to identify your strengths and then build your strategies around those strengths. Make sense? If you're really good on the phone, then you've got to work the phone. If you're really good at networking, you've got to work the network. If you're really good at creating copy on email, you've got to do that. But you've got to get your message out. Look, the industry is going to be here. A lot of people are going to fall away. That means there's going to be less competition, and that means more people are going to be successful.
That's right.
So you just have to know, I'm going to make it. That comes to the second part, is commit. Identify your strengths, but then you've got to commit. And what is commitment? Commitment is making a clear, distinctive decision to go. It is not a decision to table. It is not a decision to wait. It is a decision to go. You've got to identify, is this my industry? And a lot of you guys, I'm telling you, if you're not focused, if you're not in tune with where you should be and doing the things you should be doing, each and every day you'll be looking for something else. I hate to be that guy, but that's the reality. So you've got to
preach it, brother. Preach it.
Yeah, real estate. Is this it? Am I committed?
Have you heard that before, Jason?
What?
Have you ever heard that that idea before? Committed.
So, right. Yeah. Yeah. No kidding. Real quick, I want to touch back.
Sure.
A little bit ago, we were first introducing you, you were saying that you've had to recreate yourself or something to that effect. That reinvent yourself. And
reinvent.
So I've had to do that many times, and I'm sure everybody around this table has done that. And that's kind of the life of an entrepreneur, and you have to embrace that. And so, reinventing yourself, even within the same industry, is something that we're all kind of having to do right now, and to see, what is going to change, how it's all going to shake out at the end. And so, right now, reinventing yourself, it's a good thing.
Jason, that's exactly my point. You don't have to move careers. To your point, that's exactly what I'm saying. But you better reinvent yourself, right?
Yeah. Are you going to be like Circuit City? Who's Circuit
absolutely.
City?
You will absolutely. You'll be Sears and gone, right?
Right.
So you really
Jeffrey
have to
the Giraffe.
reinvent yourself. What is it?
Jeffrey the Giraffe.
Toys R Us, yeah.
Toys R Us.
Yeah. Okay.
They're
so
gone.
you have to commit to reinvent yourself throughout this process, especially now, because what we were doing last year the year before is not going to work. Some of it's going to work, we know that, but it's constantly reinventing. And that's the great thing about being an entrepreneur. Look how many jobs we've had. Look how many times we've been fired. It's just, all of these are experiences that we can draw from when it gets challenging. So you're going to constantly be reinventing yourself and applying things that will work now that did not work in the scenario before.
So
next part is then you go ahead. Go ahead, Carey Ann.
No, I want to reference. I know we said about staying where we're comfortable. However, there's some people listening to the call, and I'll speak for myself. But if I was just comfortable doing something, I wouldn't be doing half the things I do today that really turn heads and have boosted my business. So I do challenge everybody out there that, challenge yourself to do something you've never done. If you've never done video, go back 4 years ago on my videos. They were horrible. They were terrible. But now I feel more comfortable, and people are like, "You're so good at it." I'm like, "No,
but you weren't."
But I weren't. Yeah. I wasn't, and I just challenge people to say that if you want to do something, you can do it if you commit to putting the effort in it. So like the other day, I wanted to do 3 videos and 2 voicemails, but I needed to make sure the voicemail sounded like it wasn't just a commercial or something like that. Yeah. Yep. So I had to do it like 25 times, and I gave myself only 2 hours to get all of it done. Right. That was a challenge, very uncomfortable, and it was not easy for me to do. And I had to make sure to do that because there's only so much time in the day and only so much time in the week to make that happen. But so I challenge everybody out there. Yes, if you are a people person, yes, do things people related. If you're great with writing, emails, that's wonderful. But if you only stick with email and you never step out of your comfort zone and you never get out in front of somebody, I would challenge you to go to a networking event. I would challenge you to talk to some stranger that you've never talked to, because all of a sudden you're going to start to do that. And then you're going to be the person that's working the room, and all of a sudden you have so much more business and more opportunity that you never knew you could ever have, And so I just bring that up because yes, go to your strength, but also challenge yourself to do something that you've never done, because in a year from now, you're going to maybe the pro
absolutely.
at that field.
Yeah, you stole my third point, so I appreciate
there
that.
You go.
I got
Sorry about that.
She does that a lot.
Well, to wrap this up, you got to commit, and part of that commitment is to learn new things. But after you commit, so first of all, let's real quick, commit to your industry, right? Commit to that industry, which means I'm going to do every single thing I know to do as well as I can until I get better inside this industry, right? I'm going to do everything.
Yes, sir.
Once you've made that mental decision to commit, it's like the universe parts, but it's probably just God blessing. But it's like the universe parts, and a sense of clarity comes to you. And once you've done that, once you understand this is my industry, now you've got to decide. And to Carey Ann's point, you decide I will do whatever it takes to be the best, right? I'm not comfortable doing videos. I will do videos, but I can't do a 5-minute video, but I can do a 30-second video. I will do whatever it takes, even if it's uncomfortable, to achieve my dominant objective, and that is to be the very best in my industry. Look, we're going to play this game. I say all the time, we're going to play this game no matter what. We might as well play, in the big league rather than play, in the Pee-wee team.
Right.
It's the same amount of time.
Right.
One thing that I like to say is everything we do, and Jimbo's probably heard me say this, everything we do is an exchange. It's an exchange of time and energy. We have to make sure that the things that we are exchanging that time and energy for are worth it. That's where deciding comes from, because it's going to be tough, to Carey Ann's point, when you're maybe sending emails and you're not comfortable sending emails. But once you have decided I'm going to be the best, there are things that have to happen in order to be the best. And you know what that means? It means reaching out to people like you guys, reaching out to a Carey Ann or Jason or Jimbo, and saying, how are you doing this? I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid ever to ask anyone, and I'm absolutely not afraid to look like a fool. I do that a lot, but I ask a lot of questions. So you know what? Most of the time I have a little bit more insight than most people. And it's only because I didn't know before, but I wasn't afraid to ask. So that all came when I decided I'm going to be the best. Now, this social media with bluedress marketing, they've been around 16 years. They've got systems. They're great. They got it together. For me, it's a bit of a challenge, right? Because I'm a verbal guy. I'm an expressive guy. I'm a video guy. I want to be out there. I want to be coaching, teaching, training. This is different. So guess what I've had to learn? I've had to learn to edit. I've had to learn to, unfortunately, go back through my videos and cut out the there's a lot of things and a lot of steps in making anything online happen. And it's a challenge. And, I'll be honest, man, I said, I'm going to be the best in this. Because here's the beauty. Ingrid has been in this industry for 16 years. She's mentally good, man. She is good.
Ingrid's your wife, right?
For 30 years. Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, for those, I got married almost a little over a year ago. So we met coaching. I was coaching her company, Bluedress. I was in Ohio. She was in Tennessee. But then she's got everything down on that side. And then I bring my coaching, my experience, it's not motivation, it's strategies, it's techniques. I bring those things in, and we combine the two. So I'm in a position now where I'm coaching even more people at a little bit different level, but I'm really able to help people. And that's cool. And I decided I would be the best in this space, right? My space, not competing with anyone, the best in this space, my space now. And inside that, I've had to take on a lot of things that were scary uncomfortable. But that's what you do. Carey Ann, that's how you built your business, doing those things that are uncomfortable, doing those videos, and nobody else was doing them at the time, right?
Yeah, and I think the other thing too, when I started, right now there's a shortage of homes. I don't know if anybody heard that. Yeah. So, you've got to be thinking differently, as in if you're trying to sell in an area that possibly is saturated with so many, right? What I did was I went to an area that was needing more love, right? I drove an hour north, an hour west, east, et cetera, et cetera. Started to do different things. As a real estate agent, what can you do? Like you said, if the wave is going, how do you change it? How do you swim upstream? Be different, change it up, think differently. This morning we were talking about starting another, online YouTube TV show, for an agent and another loan officer in my group. That's different, something different, right? And it's a different language for me. I'm opening up channels of, different opportunities. We spoke to another amazing ROG agent the other day who English is his third language, but he's helping people that don't even speak the three languages he speaks, and he's using a translator because he's being creative and different, right? That's what we're talking about. Don't feel like you just have to stay in your box. No one is at all stating that is what you have to do. You can do whatever you want to do and be as creative in the compliance world that we live in.
Absolutely. Yeah, I get that. So none of you would be where you are today if you did not step outside the box. I tell you, the box should be smashed, crumbled up, and burned. There is no box today. There is no box.
Amen.
You have to do the things that are going to make a difference for you. So think about it. Now. There's very few homes on the market. We know that, and there's multiple offers. Okay, so what about investment property? Is that working? What about land? Is that working, guys? I'm just telling you. There's people. Here's the deal. I know. When you make a lot of money, you have to get rid of a lot of money, right? Or otherwise you pay taxes on it. You know what we do? We do it every single year. We buy real estate at the end of the year. So we start looking hard for real estate. Now we're buying real estate all the time. It's September. We're really looking hard because I want to offset capital gains. Well, if I know that, why am I not creating a really good copy email, a really good email, and reaching out, sending this thing to people who buy real estate, to business owners? The typical house might be gone, but you never know. There's so many opportunities. So my point is, you've got to do different things, right? You've got to do different things to go to different people because they have different needs. And one industry may be exploding while the other is slowing down. So you just have to say, where's my money at? Who's got my money? Remember Grant Cardone? Who got my money? So that's what you got to say. And then start looking for it, and then identify the strategy to get it. And it could be email campaigns. It could be a beautiful landing page. And guys, let me just share this. If you're not using landing pages, you're missing a lot of opportunity, because a well-made, designed and made landing page will get you a lot of business. And you can send that thing out 1,000 times. I mean, it's stupid simple. Facebook, Instagram, all those things. Everybody's always on there. Who works it? Really, who works it? Very few. We do. At bluedress, we work it for you. Nobody works it properly because they don't have time. I get it. We're doing the things that we're supposed to be doing, the things that we're good at, building our businesses. But that's where the people are at. They're not on billboards anymore. They're online. They're going to stay online until something virtual comes along. But you've got to know where your market is, and sometimes you have to change your market. Maybe the strategy is a single-family home. Maybe now the strategy is the first-time real estate investor. Well, how about a find it? Well, how about a real estate investors club? Oh, dear God, yeah. And for lenders, that's a great place for lenders to go. Real estate investors have money; they don't mind spending it. They can get financing. But there's just so many opportunities out there. But you've got to ask yourself, okay, what else is there? What other opportunity is there? I've decided to be the best. I've committed to it. I'm going to play to my strength, whatever that strength is. But now I need to figure out where that money is at and activate a plan to go get it. And I talk about strategies a lot because I design a lot of them. We have some crazy stuff happening here in this office. We just expanded. We got almost a 5,000 square foot office we just moved into a month ago out of a two office basement, a real piece of property, but two offices, small office. So, but that expansion is happening because we're doing things nobody else is doing. Guys, we're sending text videos You know that 89% of all videos get watched up to the 15th second. 89%. If you could have an 89% success rate, why wouldn't you send out videos? And really, why wouldn't you get somebody to help you make a really good one with the right language, with the right impact, the ones that draw you in? That's what you want. You know, the other thing is 99.8% of every single text gets read. Did you know that? I mean, think about it. Who gets a text on their phone and doesn't read it? No one. So why don't you embed a message in there? Why in the hell are we not just sending out text all day long? See, there's opportunity, and those texts could go to real estate investors. They could go to insurance adjusters. Look, they have to have stuff done all the time. There's just so many opportunities out there. You just got to think outside the box, and then you've got to activate the plan. And remember, the strategy is just a plan defined. That's all it is. We talk about all these strategies. Yeah, but it takes me from here to here, and these are the steps. Oh, that's a strategy. No, it's just my plan. Mm-hmm. I mean, sometimes we make things so hard. It's just a plan. Here's where I'm going. Here's what I want to do. You know, another thing I'll share with you. You ever talk to, and you will right now, and you probably already have, people saying, man, I just feel anxious. I don't know what to do. I just don't know what to do. You know, anxiety comes from not having a clear, defined strategy or plan to reach your dominant objective. It comes from not having a clear and defined strategy or plan to reach your dominant objective. Well, what's our dominant objective? I want to stay in the real estate market. I want to make it through here. I want to come out on the other side like a rock star. That's my dominant objective. What do I do now? And once you come up with your strategy, your plan, I start here. I do this, on this, on this, on this, and I'm there. Guess what gets removed, guys? All the anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I think you're onto something with the plan. I think so many real estate agents, I think there's the glamour, the excitement of it, you know, selling these luxury homes. You know, if I'm in loans, so I will help a manufactured home, I'll help a berm home, I'll help a condo home, I'll help any home because I want as many transaction opportunities, you know, to be able to be to close. So what I don't understand sometimes is the agent that doesn't know. Possibly, since there's low inventory, more manufactured homes are selling. Why not be a king or queen of understanding that? Yep. I've helped many agents, and they're very unfamiliar with that. Very unfamiliar with the difference between a PUD and a condo is, right? Take the opportunity to really stretch your knowledge as well, so you can be the king or queen of blank, right? And be the specialist of something. And that's another way to market yourself, you know, just stay committed to it. Challenge yourself. I think that is really important. And just know that, what did we say? You know, are you committed? Are you interested? You know, if you're truly committed, you'll do everything you can do. And the plan is key. But you can talk about the plan, but the execution is the most important. You have to start doing. And guess what? You're going to fail. You probably will. It's okay. Yep. I mean, do you know how many times I jumped in the deep end and I was like, well, I'm drowning. Clearly don't know how to swim here. And then I pull myself out and I jump in the next deep end, you know, and you just keep trying, and then eventually one of those sticks, and it really took off, and it's so exciting. You know, today I was talking with a real estate agent and coaching with her, and she said, you know, I'm just going to do this because this is the low-hanging fruit, and this is the stuff that's coming to me. And I said, that's great, but if we don't plan for tomorrow, that may dry up. That may actually not favor you in the long run. You know, what about thinking about different opportunities? And it is hard. If you are busy and you do have some things coming, you always have to be thinking about tomorrow, because you don't want to be standing there twiddling your thumbs going, oh, I wish I, you know, did that. I wish I stepped out. You know, who cares if you messed up on this? Who cares if, you know, you spelled something wrong? Just get it out there. 75% is okay. I used to be a perfectionist. I'm good with 75% now.
That's
you know, just get it out there.
Carey Ann, I only have to win 51% of the time.
There you go.
You know, 51%. That's it. My standards are so low because I win all the time, right? But I win because I'm willing, like you and like Jason and Monty, we're willing to do things that other people aren't willing to do. You know, you're exactly right. You hit on something. Look at within your market, whether it's mortgage, whether it's real estate. What other areas because all real estate doesn't drop at the same level, right? And that. So some areas will be doing well and some won't. Identify those areas that are going to be successful or are stronger in your area, and then get some specialized training. What's that mean? Maybe it means you read a book and you do it. You know, you don't go back to school. You get an idea and you do it. I started buying all my real estate after reading one book by Russ Whitney. That was it. Knew nothing about it. So embarrassed. I called title companies, and I used my first and second name instead of my last name, and asked them what title insurance was. I didn't know anything, but I knew I was going to do business with them very soon. So later down the road, I shared with Wayne that was actually me that called over and over.
But that's key, being comfortable enough and humble enough to ask questions, right? You have to ask more questions, and use the tools learned. You know, you guys here at ROG, you have so much training. I mean, it is amazing how much training that you have.
Thank
and
you,
can
Jason
really,
Hoover.
yes, and you can use that to benefit you. And it's really, it really will do amazing things when that opportunity does cross. You know, they say don't wait for the opportunity, plan for it to, be right there. So I love the planning, but execution, on that plan is key. Get out there and just try. Just do.
You've got to activate the plan. You've got to activate it. You've got to take the action. To your point, the moment you free yourself from fear is the moment you start to truly live your life.
Yep.
Joseph Campbell had a great saying. He said, "The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure that you seek." I thought that was so profound. The thing you're afraid to do is the very thing that will get you the things you want. I just don't understand why people aren't willing to take risk with their ego. I mean, I do, but I don't. They're just not comfortable enough within themselves to try something new because someone might laugh at you. Here's the reality. It doesn't matter. They're laughing anyway. And then they start laughing at themselves before they cry because they didn't have the courage to do the thing they laughed at you about.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of courage to be an entrepreneur, to be a real estate agent. Get it through your head. You are a business owner. You are the CEO of your company, and you have the potential to grow and expand and scale so much further than you think you're capable of today. That's what's so amazing. Carey Ann, you couldn't do videos. Now you're the queen of videos, right? I mean, it's just starting. It's just taking that initial step, forgetting the fear, forgetting the people that are going to ridicule you. They're not your friends anyway. What do you care? They'll never make your car payments or your house payments. But taking some chances, believing in yourself, having the courage to know the moment you do, you win. Whether you fail or not, you win. I got a girl in the other room, brand new. She's starting to make telemarketing calls, or telemarketing calls, I guess, kind of, but they're warm. Scared out of her mind. Well, she just booked an appointment. Scared out of her mind. But you know what? Now she's not as scared out of her mind, right?
Right.
And that it just takes taking a few steps. But you've got to have strength. You got to know what you're good at, and then you got to commit. You got to decide. You got to activate. You got to put it into action. And then the last thing is you've got to repeat it, guys. You've got to look at your feedback, and this is the reinvest part. Remember, so you've got to look at the feedback you're getting. Is it getting me closer or further away from my goal? And if it's getting you closer, then you multiply it and move on. If it's getting you further away, you cut it. And you cut it quickly, and you move this to another strategy. And that's the thing. We have to be very versatile as entrepreneurs, as realtors. Here's the cool thing is, man, I love real estate. Why in the world am I not doing real estate? I love real estate, and I just think it has so much potential for an ordinary person like me, right? Because real estate is really based on two things: being ethical and having good work ethic. That's it. There's never a time when, to our point, there is a little bit. There's never really a time when the market's down. What's down most of the time is your ability to look outside the box. That's the only thing that's ever holding us back is our own inability to stretch, push ourselves. I'm just telling you, in the real estate industry and in the mortgage too, there are so many opportunities to have and enjoy and help other people and bless people in this world with the life. You just can't even imagine what's out there. But it's going to take work. It's going to take some dedication, some commitment. It's going to take good ethics. got to keep your word. There's things you got to do. But I'm telling you, right now, there's a great opportunity because a lot of folks are going to fall out because they don't have some of those ingredients. I'm telling you, you could every single person listening could have those ingredients. You have to build them. They're character traits. You build them when you learn a new one, right? You build it. So it's available for everyone. And that's the beautiful thing. And you can really, it doesn't matter where the market's at. It's all in your head. I mean, it's all in your head.
Amen.
And it's just, it's such a duck shoot, man, on how goofy we are with ourselves. When I talk to God one day, I'm going to ask him, why do we doubt ourselves so much? I should have been a motivational speaker at 25, but I didn't have the experience. At 30, I knew I was good because I met Zig Ziglar and Zig, and I could do what he was doing. And I knew I should be on stage because I've got some really great ideas. I've got some great strategies, and people somewhat like my energy. But, it took me until I was 50-some to get on the stage. And nothing changed, guys. And outside, nothing changed. What changed was me. I had to get there. I had to get there mentally. Well, why? That's what I want to know. Why does it take so long for us to recognize our strength? I'm telling you right now, if you listen to my voice, you've got strength, you've got power. If you have commitment, work ethic, and integrity, you can succeed on any level. Any level.
Amen, brother.
So good.
Bill, you're awesome. You are awesome, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I can't wait to listen to this again because you said some things that really resonated with me today. I'm looking forward to sharing this with everybody in our organization and all of our listeners. You're awesome, brother. You're awesome. You guys have anything else to share?
Well, just thank you again, Bill, and we just appreciate you. If people want to learn more about Blue Dress, they're more than welcome to reach out to Bill Maddox. His number here is 865-387-7712. That's 865-387-7712. He'd love the opportunity.
Carey Ann, it's 378 865-378-7712.
Oh.
But,
hey, there's a typo in your email there, my friend. Hey, see, he's only at 51%, so he's totally cool with this.
I still want her, and I still want. The
I love that too,
the other thing that I'll do. Everybody out there in the sound of my voice, everyone, we have to get attention. That's just the deal. We have to get attention. Some of you will decide to get attention online. You can do it yourself. If you want to use an agency, I will share with you. There's not a better agency that I'm aware of than Blue Dress Internet Marketing. And you can reach us at bluedressinc.com. Now, off with the promotion. But so here's what I'm going to do. Guys, I think if you're in real estate, I think all of you know, I know you guys do, all of you know probably what a landing page is, right? And inside a landing page, great content says why you're awesome and you've got some great, but we can embed a video. So this is what we do a lot. We embed these videos and then we mass send this to 3,000 homeowners in a zip code area. So as realtors, it's all about getting that next opportunity, meeting somebody that will come to you down the road.
Right.
But if anyone listening wants to take advantage of, we charge $500 for you do the 60-minute or 60-second video on your phone, 30 seconds, doesn't matter. You send it to us. We'll coach you on how to do it. You send it to us. We'll take that thing and we will wrap it beautifully. We will create really cool content, and it will be in an email form, a landing page that's sent as an email. And we'll do this for $399. So it's regularly $500. We'll do it for $399. And then basically on that, that's pretty much covering all of our expenses, maybe a little bit more. But so I'm saying, I'm trying to give you something because you guys have given so much to me. It's not about selling anything, but if you want to stay in the business, you want to stay competitive, you want to be out there, you've got to get attention. This is honestly for realtors. I think it's the best way. Videos, guys, do videos. Put those videos in front of people.
I love it. This is so good, Bill. Thank you
Bill.
again. We appreciate you. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. Remember, what got you here won't get you there.
You're awesome, Bill.
Be ready
Thank you, brother.
Be
Appreciate
scared
you.
and step
Love you,
out of
man.
your
Absolutely.
comfort zone. We will see you next time. You've been listening to The Talk of Music City Real Estate.